All right, you guys don't get to see my beautiful face in this video as well. Doesn't matter. So in this video, we're gonna switch over from PPE to WC. PPE again for the beginners, page post engagement. WC, website conversion. So when do you move over? Really, the only purpose of PPE is really just to bring social proof into your video. Always recommend a video or a picture if you suck. But again, for videos, many different ways to get videos. You can hire someone on Fiverr for literally $5, and you can come up with like every single picture that you're able to find. And this is a really, really big banger, I would say. Go on YouTube, and you could probably find your product on there. So maybe someone did a review video, maybe someone already made a video. It's surprising how much stuff are out there. And number three, when you find that ad, you should be using that video as well. But you are subject to basically, they can tell you to take down your video if they're using their video. But very, very rarely, I have not heard of a single person who's been basically, you have to turn, I heard of one person, but nothing really happened. You just have to turn off the ad basically. But I recommend just to do that. And then if the video editor, it's very, very easy for them. They just need to move some stuff around. Takes them like 30 minutes max, and they make $5, and they're pretty happy with it. So there's a lot of Indian people that want to do on Fiverr. So check that out. That's number one. Or you could number two, you can just use the post on Facebook or on YouTube. So number three, I think I already went over this. You guys can hire a person, buy the product, send it to your friend, send it to a videographer, and they'll create a really, really nice video for you. Pay them, pretty handsome amount. I mean, not handsome. It's just like I pay my friend like $40, and he spends like maybe 1 or 2 hours on it. And he's like, I'll take $20 an hour. And if they want to associate their time with money, they can do that. So there's many, many different ways to get the video. But again, this video is for when to move from PPE to WC. So you guys already get the idea. You need to have some social proof. I would say at least 1, 2, 3,000 views on your video. Probably takes $5, $10 to get. Really depends. $5, $10, $15 depending on the niche and how competitive it is. So yeah, that's when we move over to website conversions. Basically the same thing. Just in case you guys don't know, you create a different campaign for different campaigns, because a lot of people, they don't understand what's the difference between WC and PPE. They think that they could put WC inside of a PPE campaign. So when you first set up the campaign, it was for PPE, and you have all your ad sets inside of it. Next, you have another campaign, and it's for WC, and that's where all your WC ad sets are inside of it. Hopefully that makes sense. Alrighty, so we're gonna go inside create campaign. This one, nope. We're gonna create conversions. And apologies from the last video, you should have named it PPE, and we were doing like a Jesus necklace. And always want to do this BEP. What that stands for is break even point. And the necklace cost you $1.20 on AliExpress, and you're selling it for $20, $19.99. So you're basically making what? I'm trying to practice some math. Probably did it right. 120. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's good. And that's your break-even point. Make sure it's exact, because that's exactly the amount of money you're able to spend per purchase. Usually I let it run up to this amount, but it really depends. It's a good rule of thumb to run it up to this point, but $12, $15 is when you should be shutting it off, because if it gets any higher, yeah, I would try to keep it less. It really depends on your budget, but just to be smart, because a lot of people, they have hope, and it's the same thing for me. Like, I have hope. I'm just like, maybe I'll get another purchase, and you just don't know sometimes. Maybe you run the ad on a Wednesday and it does completely crap, and Friday is when it picks up. Saturday, like those are like usually the best days. Usually Saturday and Sundays, if you really think about it, everybody's home, nobody's at work, nobody's at school, and it's the best. So again, back to what we're supposed to be talking about. That's our break-even point. Put that in there, but instead, we're setting up a WC, website conversions, necklace, same thing, continue. and let that load up. And right here, so make sure you set up a pixel. I don't know why this is not set up. If you set up a ad first time, this is a new business manager I created, or new ads manager, or whatever the hell you call it. Yeah, ad account basically. Then you will need to create a pixel from here. Even if you set it up, I already set up another one, and Facebook is very, very, I like saying anal because they are very annoying, honestly. They set up, like you set it up in here, and they still want you to set it up here step by step so you can follow the rules. So you gotta set up another one. It's not a pain in the butt, but just set that up, throw that back into your thing, throw that back into your website. Sucks if you're moving from Instagram to Facebook and you realize you have to do this. I'm sure there's ways around it, but I've not figured it out. Because how can you pass through this? You really can't. Create a pixel. Nope, you can't really get around that. So you got to create it, and you'll see you'll probably see a little rectangle right here. And inside it will say, please select conversion event, if I remember that correctly. Click inside of it, and then make sure you use your mouse to scroll down because it doesn't work if you're clicking on it because Facebook, again, is dumb as heck. So you got to scroll down and go to purchase, click on the purchase, and you'll probably see a red dot because you haven't got a purchase yet. That means that the pixel has not fired. What that means that you haven't gotten a purchase before inside of that new pixel. So, or inside that pixel. Alrighty, same thing for our things. Always set it up as locations. You guys already understand all of this, so I'm just gonna ignore all of this just to save time. Hoping that you guys understood the last video. As always, turn off that. And then edit placements. This is the only part that's a little bit different than PPE, because PPE, because WC has right column. You never use that, by the way, unless you're a big brand and you have money to be basically dumping. And right column doesn't have that much competition because a lot of people don't do that. But it's honestly a waste of time, money, because that's so freaking tiny. Nobody's gonna click on that. Yeah, so PPE has this. Awesome. So same thing. Turn off these bad boys. Alrighty. Just double checking everything. Yeah, just do feeds. Awesome. Again, keep that off for now, but you want to turn this on later, just to split test, because usually it's good, but I can't guarantee that this always works. For purchase, you either do 5 or 10. Really doesn't matter. Really depends on your budget. But do expect that if you do $10, then you'll maybe have to spend a little bit more money because Facebook's not really ready. That's why if you're impatient, then do $10. But if you are patient, and then I would do 5. But I'm personally impatient, and I'd rather just spend up to $30. And if I don't get a purchase, then I kill it. Again, really depends on your break-even point. Like my break-even point is $42, and this other product is 10, and then 52, 51. So it's 41. Like I'm selling a really crazy product. You guys can go into car product niches as well, because a lot of people don't know how much a car product costs. And a lot of mechanics, that's the targeting. There you go. There's $1 million idea right there. So this is how you set it up. Continue, boom, boom, boom. And once you click continue, you just set up the ad. And that's how you do a WC. I'm sure you guys already know how to do that, but just in case, that's how you transition. That's where your transition point is. And the rules already apply. Like $5 if you don't get 3 or less unique link clicks. Again, hopefully you guys know how to set up your columns. If you guys don't know how, just want to make sure you guys understand everything. You guys click here, customize. Here, let me just do it one more time just for all of you guys. Keep reach, delete budget. You're supposed to keep amount spent, but that's okay. Amount spent per purchase. A lot of good stuff here. Website purchases, so how many purchases, and then ROAS, your return on ad spend. Conversion value, you want to know how much You got back. Adds to cart. Website adds to cart. Website checkouts initiated, because you want to know if they get lost. If they go to add to cart, a lot of times you'll get a lot of add to carts and they won't purchase. Maybe because your checkout page looks scammy. Maybe you have a freaking big ass shipping price that people, general rule of thumb, never add shipping. You can try to be scummy and you could put like a $6.95, say it's like expedited shipping, but it doesn't mean anything. A lot of people do that just to collect $7 profit. If you guys are desperate, try it because it works. But usually always leave a free shipping option because people get very irritated. I don't know if you ever were an Amazon buyer. The product costs you $20, $6.95 shipping, huge turnoff. That's why a lot of businesses, they always do free shipping. And I'd rather you put that money into the actual product, and hopefully it doesn't affect the buying. But you got to play around with the prices as always. And that's just explain why, because a lot of people are asking me, why are there a lot of checkouts and add to cart, but there's no purchases? So this is what I mainly look at. Unique link clicks is very important. There's a big difference between, I don't know, it's just lagging out, but unique link clicks is a big difference because that's how many people clicked. Link clicks is one person can be clicking 5 times. So don't want to do that, right? Same thing for reach. You don't want to do impressions because one person can scroll past your thing a few times, right? All right, that's what I personally use now. I don't really look for a cost per click anymore because you could just do the math yourself, number one. And number two, it doesn't matter too much. But if it makes you more comfortable, you can look through everything and just really study it. It's pretty interesting just to learn more about what Facebook is capable of and all the apps, offline stuff. Pretty interesting, right? So save a preset, or you can click apply. It doesn't really matter, name or whatever, apply. Make sure you guys set as default. And then this is by default every single time you go onto your thing. Because a lot of you guys always click here and you guys scroll down and then click it. Just in case, guys. And we're good to go. And we just start looking at the data. You guys are good to go. So this is the video on it was a pretty long video, but I want to make sure everything makes super clear sense. So I'm sorry if you guys already knew about the things, but I want to make sure that everybody in here is killing it. So again, if you guys have any questions, always message me. I prefer you guys to message inside of the Telegram group beforehand, before going to me. Just really try to empathize towards my position. I try to, save as much time as possible, but my goal is to get you guys there. So I don't mind as well, but I do mind to an extent, but hopefully you guys understand. So awesome, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys. I don't know when.